Hi, welcome back. Very quick recording here. We're outside and it's very noisy. So, episode 8 of this conversion of Excellent GUI was all about doing replacements of the original code. I'll give you a quick look at the result of that. So we went through and did replacements of all of these known functions, replaced certain common syntaxes that occur within the code. The trouble is, if we have to do multiple ports of this code in the future, we're going to end up having to do this crap over and over again. So I bit the bullet yesterday. Nice big truck driving past. I bit the bullet and went, I'll convert one of the Lexes to do this job, at least have a framework for doing this kind of conversion job from Blitz to Player Basic. So it'll handle, at the moment it doesn't really handle any of the translation at all. It just loads a document and spits it out in a tokenized form for us to make the modifications to. So if we just run it, for example, so I can load the GUI source code, the 9,000 lines, in about a third of a second, which is pretty good. If we run it in debug mode, we can investigate some of the stuff that's happening. It spits out a bunch of garbage to the console as it's working through, So into variables up here, we look at sort of the stats. We've got 30,000 searches. Hash collisions are about 10% of that. In other words, keywords that have the same hash, or has to do a second search. We're just using Play Basic's internal find array stuff to do that sort of stuff in this one. Sorry, keywords are split up into a bunch of different blocks. You can have constants, directives, and command names. The code I grabbed before was the one I posted the other day. Just sort of butchered it up to do rather than convert PB to HTML. It's just going to import some Blitz and do some modifications to it. The goal is really to get a few simple passes that would do a lot of the annoying grunt work for us. So if you ever have to convert more Blitz code across, which is probably going to happen at some point, I've got a bunch of things I wouldn't mind converting that I wrote in Blitz to PB, for example. And I'm sure others have the same thing. The objective is not to make this thing work, as in spit out working code. I mean, for some programs it probably will, simple programs, but our objective is to make a lot of the annoying, sort of crappy work that you have to do all the time, like certain replacements, etc. If you go up to here, back to the original code here, things like word replacements for while loops, and I think there's ones there for even types have different keywords. So our translator will do things like it'll merge this into one word, it'll pull out the field stuff, it'll look at the fields themselves and give us an indication of what this should be. What I think the conversion should be to emulate what Blitz is doing. You'll have to probably fix those up yourself, but so a lot of this will just be import, spit out, and then you start your hands-on work from there. Because there's a lot of this stuff that needs to get done that you'd be constantly doing every time you port something. My initial theory was, well, I might just, as I was talking about in episode 8, which I'll cut that together at some point and put that up, I was talking about making a translator that just looked through this particular input code, found the common things that I'm interested in, and then laid them out in such a way that's going to be comfortable for PB. The more I thought about that, the more I thought, well, what we really need to do is have something that will be more generalized and do roughly the same thing. So if we tokenize it first, then sweep through it and clean it up, that's how we'll do it. That's enough for now. I'll give you some more updates on this as we go through. I'd say that by probably the next day or so, it'll be doing most of the translations we're doing already. Any Blitz functions, they'll end up as wrapped code. So I'll have this they'll be prefaced with, where are we here? Oh no, that's the original code. Sorry, I kept two versions because they'll end up with bb_wrapper under them. So you would have to make a function in PB code that emulated what that function does. Over time, we'll build a list of these emulated functions, and this will make more programs work. They won't be optimal, but they'll kind of work, That's the goal. I'll spend a bit of time on it and see if we can get it to a point where it saves time, not just for this project, for other projects down the road. That'll do for now. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.